So, what have you heard about potential and your potential and fulfilling your potential or not fulfilling your potential? But what does that even mean and what does that even matter? In my opinion, it matters a lot. So, a little bit about me. People along my life, especially when I was a kid, have been calling me smart. They say, "Oh no, you're really intelligent kid. You're really smart kid." And being smart means that you've got a lot of intellectual potential, right? And you're realizing that potential in some capacity for people to notice it. There's something about you that they say is a cut above the rest intellectually, above average. Anyway, and what that meant was I have, or at least I should have had, more potential than the average person intellectually. And one of the ways that you'd expect that to show up is in terms of school. And so my dad had high expectations of me over school, and he tried to, take action on those expectations. He tried to make sure we're studying, tried to make sure we're bringing home good grades. And I was always part of the top of the class, but I never really liked school that much, and I never really paid that much attention to school. But luckily for me, I seem to really have that potential because one little effort, I'd go further than most at higher levels of effort. So lucky me. But as you get older and as you start becoming an adult, it matters a lot less what your potential is because it's no longer a whole structure unless you're going to like university. Then that was kind of easier for me too. I felt like I coasted throughout university most of the time. It was really no big deal, and I graduated with the merit. I could have gotten a distinction because I had the potential, but I didn't. The whole reason I'm telling you this isn't to toot my own horn at all. I really haven't done much for my potential, so if anything, it should be embarrassing rather than, self gratifying to say all this. The whole point is that we all have potential. Whether you were smart as a kid or dumb as a rock, it really doesn't matter. We all have something we can do. If you can hear me right now, if you are able to access this video and understand everything I'm saying clearly, then trust me, you have the potential to achieve pretty much all of your goals in life. You just do. There's so much information out there that if you can understand this video, you can understand all that information. And if you can't understand it, you can get to a point where you learn up to be able to understand it and to be able to attack your dreams and your goals and actually get there. But I think the biggest problem is distractions and it's focus that a lot of people lack and direction. I didn't like school, so I didn't do that well in school because I just didn't care that much. And I cared if I ever cared, it was when a test was coming soon because I wanted to let my dad down and I didn't want to be embarrassed in front of my class. And so, there just wasn't much there that I wanted to do. Becoming an adult now, it's like an open world. Like you want things for yourself. You don't have to get grades. I had to go to uni, so I did. But I wanted money and I wanted to be rich. So I started a small business, and the business did me all right enough. I had product market fit, so like I was selling something people wanted. So I made a little money, and I made a little bit more money than a lot of adults are making. I live in an African country, so I probably made more than average, but it wasn't enough, and it's still not enough, and it's nowhere near my goal. And I almost kind of settled because my biggest problem is I can't really work hard, and that might be a big problem with having high potential. Is that there's something there for you, whether you work hard or not. So it's not that easy to buckle down and actually put in the work because you have something either way. So that's a big problem that I've had to overcome. Is just learning to put in the hard work. I'm into forex now, and I know that forex can be the thing that makes a difference and takes me where I want to go financially. But I just cannot, for the life of me, sit down and backtest. And I've realized that two things that help a lot with that are one, being able to focus, and being able to kill distractions, which are almost the same thing. And the thing about distractions and not living up to your potential, not doing your best, is that it doesn't just rob you of the time that you were distracted, it robs you of the person you could have been. If 4 years ago I had decided that I'm going to go all in on Forex, no distractions, I'm going to lock in, even half the days of the week, like 4 days in a week, I'm locked in, the other three I'm goofing off. If I had did that 4 years ago, I'd have been where I wanted to be right now. I would have been rich, and the thing is, it's like we're enjoying getting distracted by these low hanging fruit, these small little things that seem to matter so much. They don't. Not next to your goals, not next to your dreams. If I had focused on Forex, which is actually my top level goal, the thing about the tree and the fruit in the tree is that when you get to the top, all the fruit that was at the bottom, all that low hanging fruit you were wasting your time on back then, it's still going to be there. If I'm wasting my time playing chess, which I made a video about chess addiction, like chess is still going to be there after I become rich off Forex. If I'm wasting my time like hanging out with friends, obviously, granted, you don't have to lose your social life. You don't have to it's not always wasting time just because you're with friends. Sometimes you need that. But if you're like weekend after weekend, just day after day, is every chance you get when you should be working, you're just out with friends. Your friends are still gonna be there, and if they don't understand that there's something you want to make of yourself, and so you can't hang out with them all the time, maybe they're not the best friends anyway, and you'll still be able to make friends when you get to the top of the train. So it's all gonna be there for you. But yeah, about focus. A lot of people look at focus and they think focus means that you can sit down for 3 hours in a row uninterrupted, just without any distractions. Like your mind is on the task. Your mind doesn't even wander once. And that is focus, but that's not all it is, and that's incredibly rare if that's even possible. I don't even think that's possible. I read the book Deep Work by I think Cal Newport, and it's a great look into deep work and how focus work actually gets you getting more done. But what's more important, in my opinion, is just taking a block of time and deciding to eliminate distractions in that time. So, if you have to study, and maybe you're studying, you just can't study. You just suck at it. Maybe you give yourself 15 minutes and you put your phone on don't disturb. You turn off data or turn off Wi-Fi and just put it to the side. You say for the next 15 minutes I'm studying, and if I'm not studying, if I like fail to study in that 15 minutes, I'm not doing anything else. Like there's nothing else I can do. Like just sit there doing nothing or study. You're gonna study either way, and you just keep increasing the time. You give yourself breaks, of course. 15 minutes, 5 minute break. 15 minutes, 5 minute break for a certain period of time, maybe for an hour or two studied, and then you're done. And that kind of thing really gets you where you have to go. And I'm only recently getting into that and learning what I need to do for all this. So this is my journey. Hopefully 2 years down the line, my YouTube video 2 years down the line is I just bought my parents, my dad his dream car, and all that stuff. I just retired my parents, whatever. But that's the goal, and this is me talking about one thing it takes to get there. And you need to focus. You need to realize your potential. You need to understand you've got potential. You've got advantages. No matter how bad you think you have it, there's still somewhere. There's still some ways up for you to go, and that's all you. So try to focus, eliminate distractions, and you get there.